Hello everyone, was an addict here. I am going to discuss today about relapsing. They say that relapsing is part of your recovery, and it's very very true, right? Some people can get through recovery without any relapsing, and I find them so interesting because I had to go through a number of relapses to find my way before I got 2 years clean and sober. So I relapsed on the ice, on the meth, twice in my recovery. It's been 4 years since I started. And I've always had a relapse with the drink, but I've always gone back to my ways. So I didn't relapse and keep drinking. I relapsed for one night, I had a drink, recovered for the 4 days, and then got back into my recovery. And I've done that a couple of times in this recovery. And then I was almost 2 years clean and sober, and that thought of the alcohol and that memory of the alcohol wasn't as tense, because it kind of faded out of my brain, but I wanted to drink because I see people drink and they're having fun, but really it's not fun when you get addicted, right? I see them having fun, and I started to question myself, like maybe I could have a drink every Friday night or whatever else, and I went through that for a long time. But I just had that, it was a lot more less thought of, and in November, just off 2 years I relapsed, and I just wanted to feel numb again. I wanted to feel that drink again, because it's been one of the hardest battles the last 4 years, and I had a drink, and thinking that I would go back to my old ways, back into my recovery like I've always has done in this recovery, but this time it was different, and I didn't go from not having a drink for 2 years to having a couple of drinks or shots. I went from not drinking for 2 years and drinking a whole bottle of straight Jaeger. Completely rode myself off. A lot of it I don't remember because I just, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be faded. I didn't want to feel anything. I've been pushing for so long, and I just thought, I just want to be fucking numb. I want to be numb. And that was my challenge, and that's what I did. But then I drank again, and then I drank again, and November went to December went to January and February, and my last drink was in February. Now this was a 4-month relapse, and to be quite honest, I didn't think I was going to come back from it. Like I knew that I was in trouble. I knew I was in trouble, and I was at a point of really going back to that old way. It grabbed me quickly. It grabbed me really quickly. And I was enjoying the fact of just writing myself off, And, that's what I've always done. Never been just have a beer here, have a beer there. I've always been, in the past, I've always been the person that just polishes a bottle off and blacks out, And I knew there was a chance of not coming back to this recovery. And that's the dead truth about it, So previously, before I started relapsing on the drink, my mental health has been really, really hard to deal with, and there was a point where I had to reach out to mental health because I was really, really struggling, and I was very suicidal, like more than normal, and I was quite scared because I just don't understand this mental health feeling that I have, being disconnected from my body and feeling like I'm not real and all that kind of. It's very hard to deal with. So I reached out to them and I said, look, this is how I am, blah blah. And then the mental health called me 3 times that week, and they mentioned about why don't you get on the drink pill that stops you from drinking. And that was in my mind, and that was like months before I started relapsing. So when I got into this relapse and my very last drink, I said to myself, this is a problem. I'm an alcoholic. I started to be an alcoholic. I'd get drinks and I'd spend so much money on drink and cigarettes, and I was just like, damn, this has got me, and that's so scary because the life it leads is not fun. People will have to drink to get up and function. People have to drink to get up and clean the house. And I had this all under control. I was get up and do my thing, and I didn't have to have that thing to make me work, I just get up and I was naturally high, and I was really fit, and I was really happy, but I just had a lot of mental states, so I said to myself, I've got to change, and I'm in troubled waters. So I went to the doctor and I said, look, I need to get the pill for drinking. It's become a problem, and I tried to go NA and AA and had a falling out there, which is fine. I didn't like it anyway. I got to do something about this, so that's when they gave me the pills for that. And I went through the struggle for a week of throwing my guts up when I started this pill. Like it's like opiate withdrawals. So now I'm looking at it thinking, do I want to do that again? Do I want to go down that path and then have to get on that pill again and struggle the way I have in the last week to stop drinking, And it just happened so quickly. And my addict mind's like, oh, you can hang out with people that drink because, I'm strong now, I was almost 2 years clean, I'm strong now, like you can do this, yeah? And then my addict's mind, when I started drinking, oh, you can drink every Friday night because I can control it, I'm recovered addict, yeah? And my addict mind it was just playing with me, it's playing with me, and then it got me, and it fucking grabbed me, and that's, I tell anyone who's listening to this, as someone that's relapsed, and being stuck in that relapse for 4 months, is the biggest thing is to fight it, like not to go into it, because previously I've gone into it and I've left it and I've come back to me, but this time I didn't. And that's how quickly you can go to lose yourself. I've built myself over the last 4 years, and that one drink has completely fucking roughed up my world and almost had me to smoking full time and drinking full time, and that's out of the ordinary. I did really well. I was doing so well, and it's just like bang, so I know there's a lot of unsolved things that I haven't addressed. I know that other things were playing on my mind, and I guess I was still struggling, but since I've gotten onto these pills for the drinking, I just feel like I'm level-headed now. I feel like my head has cleared from the fog that the alcohol has sat in that brain for the last 4 months, and I hated the feeling because I pushed so hard, and then I fell, and it could be 2 years, 5 years, 2 months, whatever it is. That's how easy it is for our mind as an addict to take the reins and fully fucking ride you off, to be nobody again, and I don't want to lose myself to the drink, because there's no life in it. It's not fun. It's not fun blacking out and causing trouble where I live and stuff like that. It's not fun. I don't want to have to get up and have a drink to clean my house. I don't want to have a drink and then lose my license. All these things that revolve around drinking. And that's the mild thing that I used to use, It will end up me using meth if I kept going. And I knew this very clearly, very, very clearly. But I was stuck. I was very, very stuck. And making that big move, I'm very blessed. I'm at a different level headed at the moment. I'm rising from my sickness. I don't have any cravings whatsoever, and it's just, there's a barricade right in front of, when I sit in front of the bottle where I pick up someone, and it's not even real, the bottle shop anymore, and before I'd go there and think, fuck, I wish I could drink. These people are buying these drinks Friday night. These people are buying these drinks it's Saturday night. These people are buying these drinks it's Monday night. And I was thinking, fuck, I wish I could drink. I miss drinking. But you don't miss drinking because, it takes me 4 days to recover. It fucks up my routine. It clouds my mind. My thinking isn't great. So I've taken so long to get to this person I am. And it's that easy to fog it all up and lose that Bella, So the Bella today is amazing, and I'm loving it. Moving forward with life, and just taking one day at a time, And that's what they say, and that's how it is, And if you do get triggers, you do feel like relapsing, find something to distract you, I've done that many a times, but don't give in, because it's that easy to not come back. You can come back dead. You may not come back at all. You may die an addict. I've got a place right now where I'm not going to die an addict. I don't have any addictions going on right now, and that feels good, and that's how I want it to be. I'm very strong without these addictions. It's when my mind takes over and that addict comes out and it says, hey, you can have one drink. You're fucking strong. You've got a house, you've got a car, you're doing really well, man. One drink on Friday, And that's why they say people who are in recovery can't drink, smoke, use, or anything, because they're all linked to each other, and they all bring our minds down to a level where we're no longer in that clean and sober mind. Once you get off the drugs and the drink for 1 month, you start to feel this thing change, you know. You start to feel a different feeling. Then 1 year passed, you know, and then your whole mind is reprogrammed, you know, and then you got more years on more years, and you start to just build this amazing brain, you know. You start to build your cells back and unfog all that shit from numbing your brain, and not, you know, the things I couldn't remember for a long time. I'm starting to remember shit now because I've been building on this mind that has suffered from drug addiction and alcohol for 17 years straight. So yeah, and guys, happy recovery. Was an addict.